Hi, everybody. It's Ryan from Pi Records. I'm here with Dave Anderson from the Shillelaghs from Canada. How are you?
I'm doing great.
So,
Yeah, well, a little bit.
how's everything going during lockdown?
For me, it's been pretty good. I've been, trying to keep busy. Uh, got myself a little garden growing, and trying to, keep tight on the music and stuff like that. So, um, I'm at our jam pad right now, so you can see there's our
Oh,
there's
nice.
our setup, all banner and stuff. I'm at just at the bar here, and Um, yeah, it's been pretty interesting. Um, just the timing that all these show cancellations happened was right at St. Patrick's Day. So for us as a Celtic punk band, it it was a kind of like a double blow because all the shows got canceled. But
Yeah,
we also, spent money to redo our drum kit, like the skins on it, so it's sounding nice and good. And
yeah,
we we bought some new pickups so that the live sound would be better, and we spent quite a bit of money before the shows, and then we actually proactively canceled all of our concerts before any of the shows got canceled, because um, we had some inside information about just how bad one of the events was. Like, we were supposed to play in a small town south of Calgary, Alberta, called High River, and High River, um, that's where there's this giant meatpacking plant, um, and that was actually the site of one of the biggest outbreaks in North America at the time. My understanding of that.
yeah.
So it was like 900 or 1,000 people all contracted COVID at that one place, and then
Wow.
that's where they work, and then they go home to their loved ones, and then their loved ones go shopping and give it to other people, and those people come to my show. So yeah, we had to cancel everything.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, then slowly the chips fell, so it was no good. So
yeah.
pretty brutal.
That's a bummer. A lot of people are working on new material now, or they have records coming out and they can't get out to promote them, which is it's kind of a drag.
Yep. Well, it was pretty shitty because we just released our vinyl back in 2019, and we released it in November, and then we didn't really have a lot of chances to get a gig before Christmas rolled around. I spent in Mexico, and then I came back, and it was back to work. I run a lunch truck business, and then we were just getting ready to ramp up into the St. Patrick's Day shows so we could actually get a chance to sell our vinyl, like our stockpile of vinyl for this record, and none of that happened. So
That's the one with the girl on the cover.
yes, yeah, yeah, for sure. I actually was going to grab a copy of it, but I thought maybe that coffee was more of more part really quick. So
So
yeah, I got up
the,
pretty early.
the name kind of gives an idea of what kind of music you play, but do you want to describe the kind of music that you play?
Well, we play like it's like Celtic influenced folk punk. So it's not so much like we're like, the some of the other like Irish punk bands. They play a lot of jigs and stuff in their music. It's a little bit more, like a little bit dark and dirtier than that. So yeah, that's where I'd go with that. Bunch of folk and drunk punks.
Tell me a little bit about the record. What's it called, and how can people?
It's called Rip. It's called Ripples in the Rye, um, and we recorded it at Wayfarer Sound in Calgary. We did a lot of things in Calgary for the record. We have a vinyl manufacturing plant here in Calgary, so we got everything done locally. The only thing that we got outsourced was the mastering. We did that in Toronto, but yeah, all the art was done locally, all local, the local photographer and a local artist, and yeah, it was a pretty awesome undertaking to do all ourselves. We didn't do it through a label or anything like that, and we put some effort into it too. Like we got colored vinyl, and we got a big gatefold on the front where you open it up with a big splash picture of all of us, and there's a full liner notes with thank yous and lyrics and all sorts of stuff like that. So we didn't spare any expenses to do it, which was nice. We had the freedom to really go nuts. So
It's beautiful.
yeah, thank you.
Now, you can get that at Ply Records, but where can people contact you if they want a copy outside the U.S.? Like if they want to get a copy in Canada, do you have a Bandcamp site, Facebook site that people can visit?
Yeah, we do have. We did have a website, but I'm not sure if I should just say that it's down. Like it'll probably be back up at some point, but we have some kind of like issue with the SSLQ document or whatever the hell it is.
Right.
But it is for sale on our website. You should check that out at www.theshillelaghs.com. But at the time of recording this, it may be down. Of course, you can always contact us through our Bandcamp as well as our Facebook page, and we're happy to work to get copies out there. So, yeah.
Awesome. Are you pretty much on hold for now, or are you working on new material, or are you waiting to promote your album?
Getting started on working on new material. We just got to get everyone in the same room at the same time. It's been kind of a hassle, but with this whole COVID thing. But yeah, that's our goal, is to start working on the next album here after this disruption that's occurred. But yeah, pretty much that. We want to try. We've been working with like local people to try and circumvent the laws that bar singing in bars. Like I've been talking to local venues, and I'm like, well, if you put the band in one room and then the audience is in the other room, and it's like, can we do that? It's like, no, that's illegal. It's like, well, what if we set up a trifold, like a little barricade that goes up to like above the person's head, where it's like clear plexiglass. Can I sing behind that? It's like, apparently someone actually listened to me, which was crazy. This guy, Mikey Clark, I don't know if he listened to me exactly, but he was posting about how we're not allowed to have singing bars, and I was like, clear plastic trifold. It just in the Facebook comments, and sure enough, he went out and he spent $600 and he built one, and took a picture of it and sent it to our health services, and they said, no, not going to work. It's like,
oh my God.
Yeah, so I don't know if I should take credit for that. I probably should not take credit for it. It was all his idea.
So tell me about, I mean, you have a huge band. Tell me about all the instrumentation you have in your band that kind of makes up your sound.
Yeah, well, right now, currently, we have a piccolo player. We got an accordion player, singer, bassist, guitarist, and drummer. So that's our typical loadout. But over time, like we've had, we like in the early incarnations, like going since 2006, around there. So that's 14 years if math is not failing me. So we've had a banjo player, we've had a fiddle player, we've had a drummer that had a 12-piece kit. It's like 2 bass drums and toms going across the top, and it was nuts, right? Like we used to be kind of out there. I used to be the drummer for the band. We've had our former Shillelagh section on the album. I don't know if you read that part, but we got like 12 or 15 names on it or something like that of former members of the band. It's kind of one of those Chuck Schuldiner of death. Their situation. situation where just trying to find the right musicians to play this style. Just based on what we have, like Kyle, my guitar player Kyle in the band is a pretty interesting guitar player. Um, uh, his riffs are a little interesting to try and play to and try and learn. So, but he's pretty good at teaching, so it's worked out. But they're not conventional, like riffs and stuff like that. Whatever that means. He has some pretty crazy stuff that he.
Would you say you're heavily influenced by the Pogues, Dropkick?
Well, I am. Yeah, like it's kind of crazy, right? Because we're as influenced as by oi and hardcore and street punk and stuff like that from like the UK and the States and stuff like that. And we're also influenced by like folk metal and other like traditional Celtic stuff and different Celtic punk. Flogging Molly, the Pogues, and Dropkicks. Like that's pretty standard stuff. But there's lots of bands out there that we also take influence from. It's quite the expansive array. Like right now we have a jazz bass player. We have a piccolo player that plays in our local Philharmonic Orchestra. A metal drummer. We have the punk rock guitarist, right? So then there's me, which is I'm like a mishmash of everything all together all at once. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Eclectic group, that makes up the band. It's pretty awesome. You put all those influences together, you can get some pretty cool stuff out of it.
Yeah, like you said, it really does seem like you spared no expense. The recording sounds amazing. It sounds huge.
Yeah.
How long did you spend recording that record?
It was let's see. It was only it was 2 days for the drums. It was over 2 days for the drums, and it was spread a couple of months apart. So we recorded 6 tracks, all in one city, and then a couple months after that, we recorded another 6 tracks. So there's a little bit of just a little tiny, like if you were an audiophile, you could probably hear which songs were recorded when, but I'm not that talented. So, yeah, we recorded like that, and then I think I think we did the guitar and bass in 2 days as well, or the same sort of thing, and the vocals were 2 days. So every instrument kind of took 2 days. I think it gets a little bit foggy when we're talking about how long it took. Like the accordion player at the time, it was Greg Devine that was playing accordion for us. He's moved out to Ontario in the meantime to be closer to his kids and to start a landscaping business. His brother, well, to join his landscaping business, and I guess they're doing well. But he was great. We actually went into the studio and we recorded 6 tracks, right? But our accordion is tuned to 4/4/4 instead of 4/40, and apparently in the accordion world, this makes the difference with the tuning and how the track sounds. So he couldn't actually even record on 2 of the tracks on the first 6 songs that we did in the first session. So that's why he's only on what is that, like 10 tracks or something like that. There's like 2 tracks where the accordion's missing, and it's pretty interesting. Just because he couldn't, it wouldn't have sounded correct. So yeah. So everyone did their thing, and it took not a lot of time just by getting everything done locally and working with everybody here. We got very little stuff sent away, and whatever we sent away was all digital stuff, like the mastering with our buddy Dan. It didn't take too long. So
can people find your stuff on digital mediums?
Yeah, you're on Spotify. We're on. I don't think we're on iTunes at all, or whatever. If that still exists, if that's still a thing? I don't think it is. Is it? I don't know. But yeah, we're on we released it through DistroKid. DistroKid does tons of they reissue all sorts of digital music platforms, ones that I personally don't even use, like things like Deezer and Tidal, and with all these various smaller services and stuff. So you can find us everywhere. YouTube Music, if you've got YouTube Premium, you can find us on there. There's I don't know, the Napster still exists. I didn't know that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, who knows, right? So you just kind of like sign up and you're like, okay, all of the above, and you go from there. But yeah, it was a little bit weird when they made it their own YouTube channel for our music as a topic, and that's a little odd, but whatever.
What is the response been from your Spotify and music channel?
It's been all right, but we just where we are in the world, there's a couple of bands that exist that are a little bit more well known than us. So we're not the biggest band on the scene, but we get our listens, we get our fair share of people checking us out, and we sold a pretty decent amount of vinyl, and it's been pretty good. So
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. And is it the vinyl? Is it? Do you call it the bone color, or you just call it white?
But it's almost like seafoam. It's like a green.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I've got. It's like it's a smoked vinyl. I initially had plans for it to be green with wispy grays and whites and blacks. And he did his best. It's a little bit more tricky to put color into vinyl, I guess, with his setup. But it was an awesome setup. I got to go and tour the vinyl plant locally where it was being made, and I got to see all the crazy additions that they put into that building. He took over the vinyl plant from a company called Canada Boy Vinyl. And he made Canadian vinyl records out of it. And they replaced lots of staff and machines and all sorts of stuff and processes, and they put out pretty good quality stuff now.
So being that you did everything locally like that must have saved you a ton of cash.
Yeah, well, like again, we didn't really try and to save anything. We didn't try and like cut corners on costs. We hired a really good photographer, like a really good local photographer that does lots of cosplay type stuff. He'll go and set up at like a comic convention, a big photo booth, and you come in, you wear your cosplay, and he'll go and like take pictures of you with various models and stuff like that that are there. One of the models that he shoots with, funny enough, is our piccolo player Lisa Graham. She'll go and dress up like Black Widow and get your picture taken with her at big comic conventions and stuff. But so that's how we got to know that guy, the Dave McKenzie, and he was fantastic. He's just really professional guy, and very very capable. And we had a live stream of the album art's creation. He actually, sat there and talked to everyone, and we were all in the chat, and people were stopping in and just checking out the creation of the album cover and the inner artwork sleeve. And it was pretty fun to watch it all come together and to watch them work. So
yeah, it's just a work of art, and people, when they see this, they'll see I'm using the cover of the record as a thumbnail, so they'll see that how it's beautiful. I mean, there's no other word for it. It's and to think you did this all yourself, you guys did all the work yourselves, and put out such a quality product that it's just gives us all hope.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty lucky in my situation to do stuff like this. So, I'm pretty set here. I got my business and my house, and it's all good, right? So, not a lot of people can go and just set aside the chunk of change is needed to independently release vinyl. It's not really like something you do every lifetime. So.
So is there anything else you want to talk about before we go?
Well, we were going to announce this prior to like on March 14th when all of our shows got canceled. I woke up pretty excited to play a bunch of concerts for over the next week or so. We had like 5 or 6 planned, but all around our region of the world there. But we have a new bass player in our band. Her name's Joelle Glass, and she's a fantastic bass player. She's been working really hard. All of our music, all of our albums, put in the time to jam. She's pretty enthusiastic about the whole project, and we got it all ready to go. She was all ready to debut, and nothing. So welcome to the band, Joelle. It's fantastic having you. She has a great attitude, friendly person, funny, and we're just happy to have her, and we're happy to have her despite the circumstances where no one's going to be playing anything for quite a while.
But you got everybody in place, which is good.
Yes, definitely. And if we wanted to, I guess the idea is to write new music and to record. If we can't play live, then we might as well just do that. So
yeah,
that's the goal right now.
You guys have your own studio that you'll be able to do demos in or record in, or?
Yeah, we do. Like I have this whole thing set up here. It's a little bit messy right now, and there's this crazy horror doll here. But yeah, this is like a little studio that we have rocking right here. We can do podcasts and stuff. Like we have the mic set up right there and right there as well. So we like to chat down here sometimes, but I haven't really quite done anything with it because we're still distancing. Like we're still keeping everything on the down low. We got our numbers here pretty good. So. I know it's all political in the States right now, but staying at home and wearing a mask and washing your hands, it's not too hard, man.
That's difficult, but we have some people that
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I watch lots of news and I watch lots of content, so I'm pretty up and up on the world and what I think is happening, and that's all that anyone can say really. So I'm certainly not a Facebook infectious disease expert or anything like that, but I tend to ascribe it to the whole washing your hands and wearing masks and stuff in public. It's not. I don't know why it's political. As a Canadian, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Why that would be a political thing, but I don't know.
Well, that was great. I was very happy to have you, and glad to hear about the new bass player. That everything's starting to turn back somewhat to normal. Your numbers are down with COVID. You got your business back up and running again.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I was very happy to hear that for you. It's always good to hear people are doing well. Like it's as best they can right now.
Definitely. Yeah. No. It's been a little slow, but it's great to be out there. Amongst all the workers, the working class people in Calgary, and the blue collar guys that are going out there constructing buildings and working in shops and stuff like that. That's what I do, right? That's the people that I hang out with. You get all sorts of interesting opinions these days out there from guys like that. Everything from COVID's a total hoax, it's not even happening, or all the way to like you can't come here unless you're wearing a face shield and spraying everyone's hands with alcohol and stuff like that, and not letting anyone touch any of your stuff. So it's it runs the gamut. So but it's fun. What I do is really great. If you love meeting new people and talking to people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So good to have you, Dave, and I'm very happy that about you, the bass player. Your record is fantastic, and I hope people either come to Pi Records or come to your website when it's back up and running, and
Yep.
check it on Bandcamp, Spotify, the Shillelaghs, man. It was good talking to you.
Well, I was going to. My drummer was supposed to join us in on this chat. I don't know if that would have been cool or not, but
Oh
I was
yeah.
going to join the chat and be like, okay, well, let's talk about my band Walk Alone, because I'm in another one. And he was going to be there to talk about Shillelaghs and conduct 2 interviews at the same time, but it didn't work out that way. I was just trying to confuse him.
Oh,
But
did he not show up?
yeah, no, he's in Saskatchewan. He couldn't get
Uh,
Zoom set up there for some reason. I don't understand that. But yeah, he's a pretty fun guy as well. So
well, when you guys get back out playing again, send me a message, and we'll see if we can get a few of you guys back on. Talk about starting up and playing again, maybe the new songs you're writing.
yeah, we're thinking about doing drive up concerts. So like getting some kind of trailer. If this whole thing shuts us down past 2021,
Yeah.
and it's just continuing to go that way, we're thinking about getting like a flat deck trailer or something like that we can mount the drums to, and just literally driving up to a place with generators rocking and setting up where there are people in plane. I don't know, we have all these crazy ideas that we're working on. So, and I'm pretty sure a lot of bands are doing the same thing. They're trying to hook up digital capacity and be able to play live and record stuff. But our best bet is at this point, the easiest thing that we can do is just release jam videos and try and hook up with venues to do live streams off not in front of an audience, but in a venue live, with new material. That's probably our best bet. So I don't know. It's a brave new world, man.
Yeah. All right, Dave, I'm
But
going
it's
to
like,
let you go.
yeah,
But
you go ahead.
I want to thank you very much.
No problem, man. Anytime.